Hey folks, how are we all doing? It's Cam back at you again. Today I'm bringing you a solo lesson. This time it is going to be Killer of Giants by Ozzy Osbourne, Jakey Lee being on the guitar. The actual studio version of the track is recorded half a step down. Whereas for this lesson I'm going to be a full step down like the live version, because there happens to be a bit more string life left in this guitar, so you won't be hearing any bum notes or anything, or any dead strings. But nevertheless, let's take a listen. Right, I'm going to take you quite quickly through the first part of the solo, as it's probably the easiest part of the whole solo, but nevertheless, we are in our B minor pentatonic shape. And we're going to be doing this, barring on the G string and high B string. Hammer on to the 8th. Then do the same thing coming down the scale. Then you got 9, 7, then slide. Should be pretty easy to follow, hopefully, if you just watch. One more time, even slower. Right, okay, the next part of the solo is really tough if you're just starting to learn this. It's where the octaves come in with the second hand. And here's how it should sound. And basically, the way this is done, you start off by playing pretty much nothing. It's just the E, A, and D strings ringing out. It's literally just nothing. It might as well not be there. And then what you do is you hammer on the octaves on the number 2 of the high of the low E, sorry, and then 4 on the D, and slide that up 1 fret. Not too difficult, I don't think. And then this is where it gets tough. It's the octaves on the 17th, then and 19 on the high E, on the D string. Then you slide that down 2 frets. Now the next part is basically start off with that same nothingness, then slide from the 3rd, and slide that to the 5th. Then the octaves go from the 19th to the 17th. So it should sound like this. Right, the next part of the solo isn't too bad. It's just literally, if you like, quite strummy octaves. So it goes thusly. So, just treat, just follow the phrases as they go. So you've got the A string, which is on the 9th, G, which is on the 11th, then Slide. Let the octaves go. I think it varies every time he plays it really. He sometimes plays the octave, sometimes not. Then you end on the 9th fret. Right, okay, then we've got another little hammer on and pull off part for the next part. Now the way this works is you first off play this phrase on the G string. And when you're at full speed for this, you've got to learn to be able to hammer it on and pull it off without needing your picking hand, because your picking hand is getting ready to tap the next octaves effectively. So now what you're doing with this little octave part here is you are mirroring on the high E string the same notes but an octave above. And the way I'm doing this is I'm using these two fingers again, but you are right. Now this is really difficult to do slow for me. I've never really tried this, but basically the way you do it is this hand doesn't really tend to leave the fretboard, whereas this one hammers on and also doubles, as if you will, a pick at full speed. So you double that at full speed to sound like this. So that kind of thing, you know. Then quite a simple phrase with octaves comes back with the G string and the high E. So when you reach this octaves, you then tap the 14th fret of the G string to finish it. Right, we're going back to more tapping of octaves. This time we're going to be reverting back to a similar thing we did earlier, which is this. And what we're going to be doing here is pretty much the same thing. So follow what you do on the low E string, which is basically go from the and then play the octave above. But then what you're going to be tapping with this is the same thing as again. You're going to be on. You're going to be going 12 with this, with your root finger here, and with your ring finger you're going to be on the 14th. Slide it down 2 frets, but this time you've got to leave the lower octaves droning on this hand. So that's really tough to do. That kind of thing, so you get almost like a chord, and then you do the same thing with the next phrase. I'll play it again. And then you move on to the next section. Right, now this is sort of the last section we're going to be doing here because they very seamlessly blend into each other, if this makes sense. So after you've done all this tapping of octave stuff, you then come back down to another octave, which is 14 on the A, and then the octave above on the G string, which is 16. Then you go 14, 15, 17, and revert back to the octave. So I hope you can get that. Add some vibrato in there too, all the better. This part's actually pretty flashy, but at the same time not as hard as everything else we've been doing. More octaves. So what I'm doing there is octaves, then another I don't know what you call this. Feels quite pentatonic-y. Then more octaves. Then you go back to the 14th of the high E. Then bend up a full step from the 17th. I think it's the 17th. Yep, 17th. Let it back down. So let me just play the phrase slowly. You do some weird fourth picking thing. Half step bends there. Now your work's nearly done. You're on 19th here. Let the bend down and then bend up. And your job's done. If you play in the studio version, you just let the bend go. So then go back into rhythm, I guess. Thanks for watching this video, you guys. I hope you've liked what you've seen. Please pardon my lack of music theory. I thought I'd keep talking to a minimum and playing to a maximum and really show you what the techniques are with this. You really do have to take your time, because I think now, if someone asks me what's the hardest thing you can play, it is probably this. You've got to really pay attention to your, if you like, what's the word, dexterity with your right hand when it comes to hammering on the octaves, and really practice everything slowly and work it up to the speed of the track, and try and get all the little nifty little nuances which you'll find in Jake's playing with this solo. Anyway, I'm waffling again. If you'd like to, this would be really cool actually. If you guys are learning this from me, please once you've got it mastered, or you feel you've got it mastered, send me a link to a video or something of you playing it, so I can then, if you like, grade my own teaching. So then I'll figure out how good I am at teaching. Nonetheless, if you like what you've seen, please like, subscribe. See you later.